Hello, once again, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Alfred, and I would like to welcome you back to today's podcast. And today being the last Sunday of the month of June, but also we're saying bye to the second quarter of the year. About to usher the third quarter of the year, and really I hope all has been going well. But before we start, I want to thank all those people who have sent me emails. I've been getting a number of emails these days from different places. Around the continent especially, and I really like to give gratitude to this. I'm going to first thank a person from Mozambique. He's called Morgado. He's from Mozambique, and he wrote to me saying, "Bra, thank you for your podcast, and keep on going, because it has helped me a lot. I am learning the importance of having a healthy body and a healthy mind, and I'm trying my level best to keep working out." Okay, thank you, Morgado, for this. I'm very grateful that I can actually help someone like this. And Morgado is actually 24 years old, and he's saying he's starting his journey on his health, his physical health, and his mental health, so that he can at least be much more healthier and get rid of those unhealthy habits. Thank you very much, Morgado. I hope I'm saying that correctly, from Mozambique. And another email. This one comes from Ghana, a guy called Yaung Tim. I hope that I got that name correct. Yaung Tim. Yeah, Yaung Tim said he's 25. He says, "Yeah, bro, thank you for your podcast. I was actually looking for such sort of podcasts that can guide me through a lot of the things that I want to accomplish, and one of them was having a healthy body and a healthy mind, and how to balance that." Thank you very much, Yao team, for that message, and I'm very, very happy that I can help, and I'm glad that I'm actually able to help, especially the young men out there or whoever was listening. Really grateful, and I'll try my best to keep on doing these, so that we can actually go global, one day, and go international. If people from Ghana and Mozambique, I think I also have an email from Zimbabwe, I think, but we can't read all of these because we need to start recording our podcast for today and go on with our podcast rather. So thank you very much for all your encouragement, for all those who are encouraging me to keep on, and saying that I should keep on going on. I'm trying my level best, and yeah, let's do this. And so speaking of mindfulness, today's topic is on mindfulness, and we're going to take a look at how we can grow, or rather how we can cultivate a growth mindset. That's the topic for today, how we can cultivate our mind and make it a sort of growth mindset. Yeah, so we're going to take a few pointers, and we're going to have a few points on these and see how we can actually cultivate a growth mindset, right? And to begin, cultivating a growth mindset just involves a few strategies, and practice it. I mean, that's about it. You have to have a strategy and practice. These are the most important way of actually developing and nurturing a growth mindset. So a growth mindset has to be nurtured. It's like you have to maintain that until you get to that optimal way of what you want to achieve. Okay, let's take a look at number one. So I've been trying to do some research on these, and that's why I'm bringing them to you. And so number one, embrace challenges. Embracing challenges, you can actually embrace challenges by looking at challenges as opportunities. Challenges could be opportunities to grow, rather than looking at them as obstacles that are stopping you from your goals, you see. So challenges are there to actually help you grow. Don't only look at the negative side of challenges. We usually look at the negative side of challenges, and this is a main reason that we usually stop growing, because we look at the negative side. But if you look at the flip side, the second side of this, challenges help you grow because you learn how to go through obstacles. So whatever obstacle is on your way, you have to learn how to go above those obstacles, learn how to navigate through those obstacles. This way, when obstacles come, then you obviously know what you have to do, because no matter what you pursue in life, obstacles will be there. There's no what ifs and buts, no negotiation with life. You have to go through obstacles. Life will always test you. So if you're not firm on your goals, then obviously you're not going to grow. You're not going to cultivate a growing mindset, a growth mindset, because you're not willing to pass through those obstacles that are there put in life, right? And number two is to learn from criticism. Of course, we live in a society that has so much criticism, right? But of course, at the same time, you do get critical criticism, which are usually constructive. So learn how to listen to constructive criticism. Constructive criticism usually consists of positive feedback, and even if it has some negative connotation in it, or what will happen is that you have to be able to know what is good and what is bad from that criticism. This way you can actually be able to get the right answer to those criticism and not take them negatively. And also, one thing is that if you're criticized in a regular basis, there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't take it personally. Of course, like I said, some criticism are usually negative, and because they're usually personal attacks, right? Learn how to actually be able to navigate through those, right? But if it's constructive and someone is actually telling you something that you have to learn, don't put your ego in front, right? Make sure that you put your ego aside and then learn from that person. And this is why it's critical to learn that there are constructive criticism and there is also an unconstructive criticism. You're not going to learn the difference between the two if you do not embrace criticism in the first place. How are you going to know that this is constructive or not? All you're doing, almost what most people do, is they try and block all sort of criticism because they want to take it personally, or they think it's a personal attack. No, some criticism are actually very constructive and they will build you. So you have to be able to embrace that and then work on that, because they will help you grow. And number three, you have to be persistent in your journey of growing your mindset, having a growth mindset. You have to be persistent. You see, we are sometimes running against time, running against biology. We know that we are getting older, and we need to be persistent in what we're doing, because we're still going to get slower, we're still going to get older, right? We don't have enough energy, we don't have enough time, right? But once you're persisting, then at least you can slow down some of this deteriorating traits that we get as we go older. But also, persistence also takes us through challenges and setbacks. One thing also, when we're persisting and whatever we're doing, we have to understand that there will be failure. We are going to get to a point that we fail, which is very, very natural. See, some people wants to fail once or twice, then they think it's the end of their journey in life. No, persistence is supposed to be that bridge or that fire that takes you through those failures that you encounter in your life. So understanding that all that is just part of life. Setbacks will be there, and actually you can flip all those negative things and have that grit to create and develop resilience and perseverance. This is where you can actually develop that mindset of resilience and perseverance when you fall, when you fail, right? Because when you develop that, that's when you also develop your growth mindset. Resilience makes you tougher, perseverance makes you go even harder on your journey, on your goals, right? So these are the very traits you also want as you create that growth mindset. Number 4, we should celebrate our efforts, not only the outcomes. Sometimes we rush to celebrate outcomes, but that little effort that you put in, maybe you've been wanting to go to the gym for the last 3 months, and then you just woke up one day and did 10 push-ups or 20 push-ups, let's say, right? That's a good effort. Doing something is better than nothing. So celebrate that and keep it moving. It may keep you motivated, so the next day you do the same, and eventually you may go to the gym. The same may be if maybe you wanted to quit smoking, for example. Maybe you wanted to quit smoking, and then you went a day or 2 days or even 3 days without actually lighting up a cigarette, right? And you're able not to smoke those 3 days. Celebrate that. That's an effort. That's if you really want to quit. That's an effort. It's good enough. Celebrate that and then try and make it a frequent and consistent thing. Recognize that those efforts, once you do them in a consistent basis, once you do them in a frequent basis, right, they can add up. All those things add up. At the end of the day, it will get easier for you to actually go even long streaks without smoking, and probably eventually you might quit. You see, that's an example. Number 5, to create that growth mindset, is to stay curious. It's very important for us to be curious, to ask questions, to actually question things. Don't just absorb things and take them at face value. You don't want to always believe in things, even those things that are unbelievable, right? You want to be critical. You want to be curious about things, have knowledge about things, so that you won't easily be swayed or persuaded into the wrong direction, or just gullible on things. Be curious, so you have questions, question things, question at times what is real, what is not, and seek out new experiences. As you question things, seek out new experiences so that you can step out of your comfort zone. It's very important to step out of our comfort zone and be curious about the world. See what's on the other side of things, and not just be in a box and get stuck in a box. And this is how We actually entrap our minds. Once we're stuck in a bubble, we entrap our minds, and we are unable to grow. Our minds are not able to grasp what is larger than what we know. And number 6 that actually goes hand in hand with number 5 is actually to develop a love for learning. Now, this is something that I always advocate, right? Always be learning. Almost the same thing to being curious. But when you're learning, usually encourage us to learn new skills, whatever skills that you think would add up into whatever goals that you want to accomplish, you see. But besides having new skills, make sure you are widely read. Read things that interest you. Don't just read whatever is on blogs and whatever is on Instagram. Take books, read books. That would actually quench a lot of your curiosity, because you are actually learning from someone who is probably an expert at whatever they've written. And the upside to this is that you are going to stay informed about things. You see, the things that you are interested in. If it's different subjects that you're interested in, read on them so you stay informed. You see, you want to stay informed on different topics and different things, and knowing how the world actually goes. And the next point is to surround yourself with growth-minded community. You see, cannot emphasize this more. You have to have a community or people around you who have a growth mindset. You see, if you'll hardly see an eagle blending with chickens. An eagle is made to fly high. Chickens are just made to cluck and stay where they are, you see. So if you want to be an eagle, you need to be able to actually blend and form traits that eagles have. Don't want to be a chicken, right? So engage with people who have a growth mindset, people who are positive, who will influence you positively, and who can inspire and motivate you to be better than who you are. And remember, most people who would actually inspire you, they will give you constructive criticism, and they'll tell you that, hey, this is supposed to be this way. Don't take it personally. This is how people, growth-minded people actually are. They're going to tell it as it is. You see, they're not going to beat around the bush and try and validate you, right? When that's if you really want an honest opinion of what you think or whatever question you have. And of course, you do not want yes men. Yes men or yes women are those who are always telling you what you want to hear. You'll never grow or cultivate a growth mindset if you listen to people who always are telling you what you want to hear, because you are trying to block out constructive criticism, right? So what you do is seek out people who give you compliments, even though you know deep inside this person is not genuine. So this is why you need growth-minded people who will actually tell you what you have to hear, and not just what you want to hear, and that will make you feel good. I know many people are so used to people making them feel good about themselves, but you never grow with that. It's not easy to grow if you are only with people who make you feel good. You need people to tell you reality, how reality is supposed to go, and that's how you'll grow. That's it. I mean, why would you always want to hang around people who are just validating or what you already know? And the last point will be to use positive language for your growth, mindful growth, meaning you have to replace that fixed mindedness, right? Your fixed mindset statements, the negative mindset statement. For example, a negative mindset right, would be a statement that goes, I cannot do this. If there's something that you think or you feel like you can do, right, replace I cannot do this with I cannot do this yet. Which means if you try to do it, at least in the future, you'll be able, right? Who says or who told you that you cannot do it if you've not even tried it? It's those negative prompts that you have in your brain that you're telling yourself you cannot do it, and you're not willing to actually try. Replace those negative statements, right? Whatever negative statement that you have, right? Be positive about what you can do. You'll be surprised when actually you try something, and then you never know, right? You never know what that thing could amount to. So just trying it, but you also have to be positive about it, so that once you try and you do get a positive result, even if it's minimal, right, you can continue with it. But if you're always negative and you're not even trying, guess what? Your mind's not going to grow. You're not going to cultivate a growth mindset. You're going to be stuck in a bubble, and you'll only have a stagnant mindset that can actually not go further than where you are. And so that's what I had for you for today's podcast. I hope that was helpful. And till next time, thanks for listening and peace.